What's up, dudes? I haven't posted a long video in a long time. And that's on me. Anyways, I just wanted to give a little life update because life has been crazy. And I'm just so grateful. And this is something I want to do consistently. I haven't done a great job of it, but I'm just going to get right into it. Life has been crazy. 9 months ago, right now it's the end of July. 9 months ago, I was pouring concrete. I was working construction, and I was doing that for about like 4 years off and on, 4 or 6 years off and on. And now I'm doing music full time, which is pretty freaking crazy. And I know this is not the norm for everyone, and I know that what I'm living is a blessing. And I want to acknowledge the craziness that is my life. I can only really recognize it because honestly, like, I've been pouring concrete for 4 years, 4 summers, four full, like, spring, summer, falls. And doing music was not even in the picture. It wasn't even like a reality. So the fact that I'm doing it right now is a huge blessing. I'll be honest, it took me a while to get to taking the leap of faith. But I just want to give y'all a little update. So I'm gonna rewind a little bit. 2018, I graduated high school, didn't get accepted to any colleges, so I went straight into working construction, pouring concrete, made really good money. Fast forward to 2020, got really sad and depressed. I was living up in South Dakota, got really sad, got really depressed. Winters were super long. I was making money, but it sucked. I hated it. I did not like working construction. So me and my sister decided to move back to Texas. I did DoorDash. Working here, I had a Subaru WRX STI. I blew the motor while working DoorDash. Still super sad and depressed. Long story short, I asked God for help. I've never had a relationship with God. I cry out to God. And I had listed the car for like about 2 months. No one was buying it. I cried out to God, made a prayer. I was like, God, if you're real, I need help. I surrender. If you're real, like, help me out. The next day, someone calls me up from California. I was like, hey, I see your listing. Do you still have the car? I say, yes. He says, hey, man, put the listing down. I'm going to fly out to buy your car. Long story short, he flies down the next day, buys my car. I'm like, okay, maybe you're real. God, I see what you're doing. I think. Cool, noted. 2 weeks later, some friends invite me to church. Long story short, still really sad and depressed. Pastor does an altar call. And, I was like, man, I'm really sad and I'm really depressed. And my heart at the time was beating like crazy. Like, felt like my heart was like coming out of my body. So, you know what? I have this weird thing going on inside my body. I'm really sad and really depressed. At the time, my ego did not want to come up there. I always thought it was super cringe. But I was like, you know what? I need help. So I took everything inside of me. I tell my friends, I'm like, hey guys, I think I'm going to walk up. Long story short, I walk up, put my pride to the side. I walk up, give my life to Christ. I say, God, I surrender. I need help. And I gave my life to Christ right then and there. Didn't really know what that meant. I didn't know what I was doing. But I did it. Fast forward to a year later, I start doing some research about God and Jesus. And long story short, I began to read the Bible. Longer story short, there's a story in the Bible about Jesus talking to these people. He's talking about the parable of talents. This is going to all circle back to music. So he's talking about the parable of talents. And the parable of talents is God is talking to these 3 people. Hold up, my AC is going off. God is talking to these 3 people. God gives these three people gifts. The first person has one gift, the second person has two gifts, and the third person has 5 gifts. So God is like, go ahead, be fruitful, do what you want with these gifts. So, long story short, it's about time where God calls these guys back. He's like, hey, what did y'all do with these gifts? The person who had 5 gifts multiplied it into 10. God said, good job, faithful servant. I'm going to turn your 10 and double it. Awesome. The second guy who had 2 doubled it, turned 2 into 4. And God was like, amazing work. I'm going to double your 4 and double it. Good job. But the guy who had 1, because he only had 1, he was scared to use it. So he literally put it in the ground and did nothing with it. And God goes, so what did you do with your gift? And God goes, or no, the guy goes, I did nothing. I was terrified. I knew you were a God-fearing God, and I know you were this man, so I was scared to lose it, so I did nothing. I buried it in the ground, and I did nothing with it. And God got really mad at him, and basically was like, it would have been better if you put it in a bank and got interest on it, but you did nothing. I'm going to take your gift, and I'm going to give it to the person who had 5. And then he basically casted him out and was really mad at him. Long story short, I say this just to say, when I read that, I realized I was the person who had the one gift and did nothing with it. I got convicted and realized that one gift was music, guitar. I started playing guitar when I was 12, played it all the way till I was 18, but I did nothing with it. It was just a thing that I did. I didn't post any videos. I didn't post any YouTube videos. I didn't post any Instagram videos. I didn't play any gigs. It was just a thing that I did, and I did nothing with it. And I just completely stopped when I was 18. And when I turned 21, I read that and I was like, wow, I don't want to go to the end of my life and have to answer to God when God asks me, what did you do with the gifts that I gave you? And I have to say, nothing. That honestly terrified me. So, at that moment, I decided, okay, I don't know what this looks like, but I'm going to use the gift. I was like, okay. All right, God, I see what you're telling me. I feel the conviction in my heart. I don't know what I'm going to do, but I'm going to figure it out. So, ever since that moment, I just started posting Instagram videos. Just anything. Covers, loop pedal covers, just me vibing, just me playing a guitar, me just doing music-related things. Long story short, as time progresses, I signed myself up to go to a local music school. I signed myself up for guitar lessons to be good, because I was okay. I was an okay guitar player. I signed myself up for guitar lessons. I humbled myself. I'm like, I need some sauce. I need help. Signed myself up to a local music school. I'm door dashing at the time, and my parents aren't helping me out. I'm paying my rent. I sold the car, paid off my debt, thank God. And doing DoorDash, I bought myself like a little beater Civic. It's like $1,000 hybrid 2002 Civic, 2002, 2009, I don't know what it was. And I'm door dashing. I'm paying my rent, paying insurance, and I'm paying my music school. It's like $150 a month, maybe $300, something along those lines. Cool. I'm doing that, posting some Instagram videos, still figuring it out. I'm like, shoot, okay. Guitar is kind of progressing. I'm getting a little bit better. And then I think like a year later, I'm like, okay. Actually, 2 years later go by. From 2021 to 2023, I'm doing DoorDash. I'm taking lessons. I'm like, okay. I've been doing this for 2 years, and I'm not getting really anywhere. I'm getting somewhere like musically, but like I'm not the needle isn't really moving. So I decided, you know what? I need some money. I need to figure it out. So I decided to move back to South Dakota and work some more construction. So, long story short, I move up there for a summer, I grind it out, and even while I'm grinding out, I'm still posting Instagram videos. I'll put it, and I'll put the date. I'm working, I'm hustling, and I'm posting Instagram videos, just figuring it out. I'm doing just loop covers, just playing guitar. I'm just trying to show up every day. So I do that for my first summer, 2023. And then during the winter, I get unemployment because in South Dakota, it gets so cold, they have to lay people off. So they lay me off, and I get unemployment, so they pay me during the winters. So they're paying me during the winters, and I'm doing music full-time during the winter. I do my first winter doing music full-time. And actually, that's when the needle started moving, because I was doing that all day, every day. I started meeting people. I go to open mics. I'm playing with other artists. I'm at a point in my guitar playing where I'm getting better. I can like actually provide some type of something. So that first winter goes by, and I get to March, April, and I'm like, okay, what do I do? I don't really have a job in music. I'm not at that point quite yet, so I have a decision to make. I go back to South Dakota, or I figure it out, or I do DoorDash, or I do something. And at the time, I didn't really know. I was like praying and asking God like for help, like, what do I do? And at the time, silence. I pray and I ask for him, like, God, what do you want me to do? I heard nothing. Usually you kind of know, or I know when like God tells me, go this way, go that way. But at this time I heard nothing. It was just silence. Like God left it up to me. You decide. So I say, you know what? I'm going to go back for one more summer. It's kind of a safe bet, but I need some more money. So I go up for one more summer, and I thug it out for another summer. Working construction is not easy. Doing concrete work is not easy. And I'm not here to complain or anything, but the first 3 years that I did it, I absolutely hated my life doing it. But the last 2 years, I had kind of a purpose. I was like, you know what, I'm doing this for music. My third year, kind of sucked, hated it. But going into my fourth year, going back, things kind of shifted for me. I was doing construction my fourth summer. This is 2024. And, I'm still reading the Bible, growing in my relationship with God. I'm 4 years walking with God, so I know a little bit. I know more. I'm walking with him, read the Bible a lot. And I get convicted basically with my attitude, saying, he who does a lot with little can do a lot with much. Not only that, it says, whatever you do, don't work unto man, work as if you're working unto the Lord. And I was like, dang. So basically, I applied that to my life and was like, okay, if I can do a lot with how little I have, then one day when God blesses me with a lot, I'll be able to use the lot that I have, because I knew how to manage the little. Not only that, with working construction, if I can treat construction like I'm gonna treat guitar, if I do construction with my whole heart and I put my 110% into it, then I can do music easily, and I can do it with my whole heart, and I can put 110% into it. So that whole summer, my last summer, 2024, I put my whole heart. I was like, I'm going to be excellent. I'm going to work with excellence. I'm going to do excellent work. I'm not going to complain. I'm not going to be about it. Bitch about it. I'm going to be awesome. And I'm not going to complain. I'm going to do it with a whole heart. I'm going to work as if God is watching me. And, that summer was actually one of the best summers that I did. Like, attitude-wise, like, I didn't have a problem working, because I was like, you know what, I'm doing this for God, not for me, not for people, not for my dad. I'm doing this because I'm working for God. And that honestly changed my attitude. I was like, if I can do this for him, then I can do anything. So, long story short, that was my last summer. I quit in October, and I received my last winter of unemployment. So, I quit in October. I said, all right, I made a decision. I was like, I'm not going back. I'm done doing construction. I'm not going back. I'm going to do music full time. I made a post on Instagram actually saying this. I was like, you know what? I'm not going back. I'm going to take the leap of faith. I'm going to do music full time. can't believe it. It's time to do music full time and pursue that. Pursue the music, pursue doing it for God, for Jesus, and God willing, He will open up doors however He sees fit. I'm gonna figure it out. At this time, I'm doing a little bit better at guitar. I started producing a year ago. Long story short, I love EDM. EDM is like a huge passion of mine. I love house music. I love dubstep. I love guitar, but I love both. So I'm gonna figure it out. Producing, EDM, guitar, whatever that means. Long story short, in between the 2 winters of unemployment after those summers, I started building relationships with people. I started working with people. I started giving in my whole heart. I started playing guitar. And long story short, fast forward to today, I am now on a Texas tour with a country artist. His name is Tristan Robertson. I play lead guitar for him. I am also a teacher. I teach guitar. And I also produce music on the side. And so now I'm 8, 9. Also, I forgot this. I also play for a cover band, playing lead guitar for them. We're called the Skinny Bishop. And between those 3 things, those pay my bills. And I am so grateful to be doing this full time. They pay my bills. I live here. This is my home studio. And, I am just grateful to be here to do this. And I'm not entitled to be doing music. I'm not entitled to anything, really. This is a gift, and I'm wholeheartedly aware that, this is a gift from God. And my purpose isn't just to do music. I'll be so honest. My purpose is rooted in Jesus and God and guiding people to Jesus and God, because I'll be honest, before I knew God, I was purposeless. I had anxiety. I had a hole in my heart, and I was filling that hole with drugs, weed, psychedelics, women, money. And none of those things, I hit a point where none of those things were doing it for me. I was 18, had made good money, smoking weed, was messing around, and nothing was doing for me. I was doing all these things, and deep down inside I was empty. So empty. And I was like, why? Why am I empty? I have everything I could ever want at the age of 18, but I'm empty. What the heck? So that's why I cried out to God. I was like, I'm empty. I need help. Fast forward to now. Now that I've built up this relationship with God, God has truly given me peace. He's given me peace. He's given me love. He's given me joy. Eternal joy, eternal love, eternal peace, perfect peace. I've never had peace before. All the way up until 2021, 2022, I've never felt peace. God healed my anxiety. I swear, I lived in fear my whole life. I lived in anxiety my whole life. And now God has given me peace. But I can only say this because I sought Him out. I began to read the Bible every day. I began to go into church. God gave me friends to help me in this walk, but I also sought Him out. There's a verse. It's Psalms 34:4, and it says, I sought the Lord and He answered me. When I read that, I said, okay, God, I sought the Lord and He answered me. If I seek Him out, it says He will answer. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to try it out. I'm going to seek Him out. I saw Him out and He answered me. I remember one day just worshiping and receiving His love for the first time in my life. Receiving perfect joy. I remember just listening. Actually, the song was called Psalm 34. And the choir was singing. It was a gospel song. And I remember just closing my eyes and receiving love and joy and peace and knowing feeling so small, but being so seen by him. And I had never felt love like that. And I just want to make this clear, like, God isn't just a feeling. God, it's a relationship. I'm not here just for the feeling, but I'm here because, if I'm being honest, for eternal salvation. Before receiving anything, before giving my life to Christ, I would have probably gone to hell if I would have died before giving my life to Christ, because going to heaven is, the gospel is, Jesus died so we can receive eternity with him. But we have to have faith in what Jesus did for us. We have to have faith. It's hard to believe in what Jesus did. I'll be honest. I was like, Jesus dying on the cross, I don't know. But I'll be honest, I asked for help. I was like, God, help me have faith. And he has helped me. I began to read every day, and he has encouraged me. And people have encouraged me. And, he's really helped my faith. And now I wholeheartedly believe that Jesus is the Son of God and that he died for me. And now that I know what this means, I'm here to encourage others to seek out God. I want people to know God. I want people to go to heaven. I want people to have a relationship with God, because I didn't have that. And I want others to have that too. So that comes back to music. I'm doing music so I can encourage others to follow God. I am just a tool. I'm just a vessel. And if God wants to use me, great. And if not, awesome. But, life is short, and tomorrow isn't promised. So I'm here to just enjoy my life, enjoy what I eat, enjoy what I drink, enjoy the labor. And that is a gift from God. And I'm so grateful. So, it's my little testimony, little life update. And, so I'm going to be on tour with Tristan Robertson. I'm going to do some more, hopefully more guitar-related videos. Guitar-related videos, EDM-related videos, music-related videos, life-related videos, Jesus-related videos. I'm figuring it out. I'm not perfect. I'm not. I'm 25 years old. I'm figuring it out. Like, I'm just like anyone else. But I'm passionate about this. I'm passionate about God. I'm passionate about Jesus. Passionate about music. I'm passionate about life. So, yeah. If y'all have any questions, let me know what's up. Hopefully I can keep up with this. I want to. Anyways, peace, love. Y'all have a blessed day. Hope this blessed y'all. Peace.